Okay, I'm going to create now static methods, static variables in this class. So my class name is static members demo. Why is static members demo I'm giving? In this class, I'm declaring a static variables and static methods. We have two categories of static methods, two with void, two without void. So one void without parameters, one syntax, access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, curly bracket, starts, logic, curly bracket end. So another one, access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, the parameters. How to declare parameters? Data type P1, data type P2. So how many parameters you want? You take that many parameters only. Then logic you write. So let's go and declare first class name. I'll give static members demo. Static members demo. So I can give static members so that you can easily understand. Static static members demo. Static S capital, members M capital, demo D capital. Take the main method. Finish. See, I created my class name.
Static member demo.
So under method programs package, see every package is different. So all method related method programs package I'm creating. All variable type programs. Basically, package is separating, categorizing individual classes and interfaces in each package, so that you can easily distinguish. Okay, you want only variable type programs, you can go to that package and you can easily identify them. You want method programs, you can go to method programs package, you can easily identify them. But if you put all of them in one package, how can you recognize which class belongs to which one? If you're not giving a proper name like this. So that's why packages will help you to recognize easily your classes and interfaces. Okay. So now let's go and declare first static variables. So access modifier, static data type. So variable name equal to value. So access modifier is, I'm taking private static. So char C equal to capital. See, all data types also I'm covering and declaring all type of variables also. So even I'm covering here the access modifier scope. See, I have given a C scope. What is the C access modifier?
Private, sir.
So where can I access this private means the C, where
Only
can
in
I
that
access?
same class. Only in the
The
starting
same class only I can access. Outside the class I can add, I use this C. Next, default static. So data type. What is the data type? I'll take a different one. Int. So I equal to 25. So protected float f equal to 4.5 f. So public, sorry, where is missing? Static is missing here. Static. All static variables I am declaring. Static long L equal to 100L. These are all my static variables. See this, did I use all access modifier or not? This is how you need to practice while practicing time also. Use all access modifiers, then see where you can access, where you can access, where you cannot access this data and this data and this data. So what is the scope of this data? What is the scope of this data? You can see. Now, variables are done. What is now? The methods. First method is Method 1. What is the first method? Void method without parameters. What is the syntax? Access modifier, static, void, method name, parenthesis, curly brackets, logic. So I'm using private for methods also. I'm using same 4 access modifiers. Private, static, void. I want to use method name. I want to use a division method. So I want to division on these variables. So what is the output I'll get? I want to see that. So I'm giving division method. The method name all lowercase, one word, right? That's why all lowercase. Started executing the division method. Now, I want to get, suppose maybe I'll use all this data. How to use all this data? You have to call variable names. You have to call variable names. So I'm going to use this all this. Let's see how. See, I'll sum C and L. Then I will divide by this I. So that I'm fetching the. Basically, I want a remainder. How much remainder I'll get? I want to find. So what is the remainder value? So when you do 100 plus C, L plus C, so percentile by I, if I do, what is the output I'll get? Even I can declare local variables also. Let's declare variable if you want local variables. So you want local variables again? You are going to get local variables.
Data type variable name
equal
to value.
See, I am following that.
Line
So
is
data
not
type, the output I will get a integer, the remainder. So remainder equal to, so C plus L. How can you get a remainder? Percentile by I. This is the how you get. So then why it is throwing error?
Memory size.
Need to import.
Not import. See that. See, this is the one.
Type
See, understand
mismatch.
here.
Type mismatch. We can't.
Type mismatch.
We need to type cast.
Why type mismatch? Right side is a long, but you declared on the left side what data type? Integer.
Integer.
So long is a 64-bit, but integer is 32-bit. 64-bit cannot fit here. That's why you are getting a typecasting. Type mismatch. Now how to solve that? Mouse over here, you can solve easily. Add cast to int. So this is the typecasting, right? What
Yes,
you are
sir.
doing typecasting means you are converting the long into integer format. That's the typecasting. So I'll go to C plus L out. Okay. Now I want a quotient value. I'll use all these variables. Again, I'll calculate that also. Let's find out. Let's find out quotient value. How will you get the quotient value? Using forward slash. How will you get the remainder value? Is this a local variable or not?
Local variable, sir.
Local variable.
Yeah. Int no. So you will get a float value. Float ft equal to float quotient value equal to. See, I'm going to do a lot of operations here. See, L plus F plus C So divided by I. See, now we will get. If I want this data, I'm calling variable names only here, the methods. Please catch that. How you are calling the data? By calling the variable name. By calling the variable name, you have to do that. So this expression output is simple programs we are writing and not very complex also. Okay. We should be capital. Camel case, right? We have to follow the camel case. See why it is a throwing error here? Can you tell me?
Variable spelling wrong.
So this is the variable name, but you are given here is the wrong one. So I'm giving a correct one. Okay. So that's the end of, I'm not doing anything more, end of my division method. So that's enough. I don't want any extra. Just I need to write some logic inside the method body. So that's the, you are able to write the method or not. So end of division method. Over. Now, so a method with void without parameters is done. So now what is the second method?
Without
A method
Void with parameter.
with parameters. What is that? I need to write data type.
Data type P1, data type P2.
So only two parameters I'm taking, so I'll write the two parameters. So I'll tell you this parameters thing later. I'm taking two parameters, so I have to write the parameters. So what I'm doing here, please understand what I'm doing here is, I'll explain. So I'm swapping given two integer numbers. How to swap given two integer? Swap the given two integer numbers without third variable. You should not use a third variable, but you have to swap them. What is swapping means? For example, int a equal to 10 you took. So b equal to 35 you took. So now when after swapping, so output should be, what is the output you should get? A value should be 35. So b value should be 10. So this is the output you need to achieve. How can you achieve this? This is the program we are doing. So please understand these logics are important. Okay. Now let's write. I'm going to write a access modifier here. See, I'm following this access modifier. I'm putting public. Anything you can take public, static, void. The method name, I'll put a swap. Method name swap without third variable. So I'll put a swap, first word all lowercase, without W capital, third T capital, variable V capital. So then I have to declare int a, comma, int b, two variables. Anything deviation from this, please observe this. As per this, I'm going on now. So access modifier first, public, then static, then void, then method name. Method name I have given my own method name. Then data type is a two parameters I'm taking int. So here you have to write int a, comma, b. That's the two parameters. Okay. Otherwise, if you just put no this one, I'll just tell you how this is going to come. So this you remove and start it now. Start it now. Automatically the parameters will come. See what is the one? You just forward slash star star, then press enter key. See parameter A, comma parameter B, two are coming. So then you can put all of the things. This you remove it. So much clarity right now. That's it. This is the document comment we call this. What do you call this?
Document
You are
comment.
explaining about this method. You are explaining about this method, what this method is doing. That's a document comment. Now, how to swap? So I will print before swapping A value, B value. Let's print it. So before swapping, A value is plus A plus B value is plus B. Now I need to write the logic. Logic is a very, very simple. All mathematical operators only. Plus or minus or. That's it. First step. I'm giving a step by step. Follow the step by step. Step one. Step one, what you need to do is sum A and B assigned to a variable. Sum A comma B and assign the output to a variable. Is it meaningful?
Yes, sir.
A equal to what you need to do? A plus
B.
I summed up A and B and assigned the output to which variable?
A variable.
As I did the same, right?
Yes,
That's the
sir.
first step. Step 2. This is the algorithmic steps we call this. Step 2, what you need to do is now subtract the A value, subtract B from subtract B value from A and assign
நீ மட்டும் தனியா பண்ணுமே அதுக்காக
assign that to
B.
B. So B equal to A minus B. Next
So
step
B minus A.
A minus B, not B minus A. A minus B. So you can say subtract B from A.
From A.
From A. From A means A minus B. Step 3. Subtract so B from A and assign that to A. So A equal to A minus B. That's it. So only 3 steps. So after swapping, A value is plus A plus B value is. So this is a very important, and I'll use these programs even in the interviews also. This is a question asked many times. So please focus on these areas. Okay. So void methods are done. Both type of void methods are done. Now, what are the methods pending now?
Void.
Without void. So what is the syntax? Access modifier.
Static.
Return type.
Data type.
Method name. Parenthesis. Curly brackets. Logic. Return value. So I'm following the same thing. I'll write access modifier. I'll take a default. So that means I am not going to keep anything static. So I'm going to return a double data. So what I'm doing is I will print random double values between 0 and 1. So what is the method what is the method you need to, your method has to return double data. Every time you execute the method, it should give a random number, random double data. How can you get the random double data? How can you get random double data? So let's see this. Static double get so random double data. So no see. Any parameters are there here?
No.
Parameters.
That's why I should not put no parameters. So this one. Then First curly bracket you put, then press enter key. Immediately automatically end bracket you will get. You don't need to worry about I missed the end curly bracket, all this. Otherwise you can check it. So you put here and whether it is highlighting or you see highlighting. That means these two are paid up. Make sure follow our syntaxes. Even if you miss also, you can place it end curly bracket. If you're not following our syntax, you can make a mistake. Every method after another method we are starting. One method inside another method you should not write. Okay. Now, so started executing the get random double data from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1 double data I'm printing. So how can you get this double data? So you have a math class. In the math class, we have a method, random method, which generates the random double number 0 to 1, in between 0 and 1. Okay, so let me give you. So to generate random double data, use math class random static. All I told you, all static methods in the math class. Math class random method. So basically this is a return type method. So which returns the data. So return type methods you can call. How to call return type static methods? First the formula I'm giving a data type because it is giving a data, right? That's why I want to put a one data type variable. So variable equal to class name dot return type static method. So that is a math class. Math, this is the class name place, you have to put a math class because this is another class. This math class we are calling. This is our class. In this class, we are calling other class methods. Other class method means math class. Math class methods you are calling, you have to follow this formula. So double. So the method returns. How do you know, sir, this data type? This method returns double data. Returns double data. So the return type of this method. So what data it is returning? So double. So I'm writing a double. Then variable. So rand val equal to class name, math class, that random method is there. That's why math dot random. So how do you this? You can see that it is giving clearly here. S means a static method. This is the method name. One word, right? That all lowercase parenthesis. Parenthesis means this is the method structure. Then colon. This method is returning this data. Please concentrate here. And Neela and everybody focus here. Haripriya. This is the method name in this class, math class. What is the output this method is giving? What type of data this method is giving? Double. So that's why this double I have written here. Then variable, some variable, because this method is giving output to you. So that output I'm storing in this variable, and this I need to return. So next, what is there? Logic I have built. Now return is pending. I have to write a return. What I am asking to return?
Double value.
This value. This is the variable. Because the output is stored here. That you return. See, that's how to write the return type methods. So this is the return type methods. This is how what data this method is returning for you?
Random double data.
Huh?
Random double.
Double data it is returning, not random. This method is returning again double data. The return type keyword, what I told you, the keyword that is placed just before the method name. is called return type keyword. So this method return type is a double. But random method return type also double. But not necessary always, but you can change if you want. Okay, what type of data you want? You write that. For example, I don't want double, I want integer. I can put integer here. This method has to return integer for me, not double. I can change here double to integer. Tell you what data you want. Then you have to write a logic inside that to convert this, because we are getting a double here. You can convert into integer. How to convert, that we'll learn later slowly. So is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
How to
Yes, sir.
generate a random number with a math class random method. These are predefined methods. They will generate the random numbers. You don't need to worry. You call that method. Another class method here you are calling. How you are calling? Class name dot static method. That's what I told you. Dot operator. What is the purpose of dot operator?
Access the fields or methods in the class.
This class, math class, random method you are accessing. How you are accessing? With the dot operator.
Dot operator.
But this method is returning output. What data it is returning? Double data. So that I am storing here. Okay. Next, last method. So with that we will finish all the methods. Access modifier, static, data type, method name. But I have to take a parameter. So data type, parameter 1. Logic. So return value. See, return type methods with void, return type method without parameters, return type method with parameters. One parameter. You can take n number of parameters here. Not necessarily always one. But for this case, what I am doing here is, for this scenario, I need to take only one parameter. What I am doing here is, I want to convert given Celsius degrees temperature to Fahrenheit. How can you convert that? You are familiar with this, right? How can you convert? You give a Celsius degrees temperature to this method, and that will give you the output to you Fahrenheit degrees temperature. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
So let's convert that. The logic we need to build it. So I'm going to build now access modifier. I'll use protected. I have to use only pending protected static. So I want to get a float value. If you want, get float value or double. So it's up to you. What you want? Float. Let's take float. So float. Method name convert Celsius Fahrenheit temperature. Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature. So I have to give float CT. Float CT means Celsius degree temperature. So write that converting Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature. So now okay. Now what is the formula? If you don't know, don't worry. Just go to Google and you can ask Google what you want to do. So convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Celsius to Fahrenheit. So use that formula. Okay, easy formulas will be there, and take those formulas. Okay. This is not good. I can go to some other one. Okay, see here you got it. So Fahrenheit equal to Celsius degrees temperature multiplied by 9/5 plus 32. That means 9/5 means 1.8, right? C Celsius degrees temperature multiplied by 1.8 plus 32. So this is the formula you need to use. And the exercise for you is, you give the input of Fahrenheit degrees temperature and get the Celsius degree. Your method should return Celsius degrees temperature to you as an output. So you will give an input Fahrenheit degrees temperature, and the method should return to you Celsius degrees temperature. So that's the exercise for you. You have to write that method and send it to me, apart from these methods. Okay. So float Fahrenheit degrees temperature. So CT multiplied by 1.8
1.8
plus
and
32.
plus 32.
So maybe you can multiply this in brackets and put it. Okay, but why it is throwing error?
Variables are not declared.
Huh? Mouse over here. Read, okay, mouse
variables
over
are
here.
not.
Decimal
What is that?
Okay,
Read?
again mismatch.
mismatch
Cannot convert from double to
to float.
float. That means this is giving output to you. What is the double data it is giving? But what you declared on the left side?
Float.
That's why
So we will type
mismatch error. Now how can you solve? By adding
add float.
typecast, float. Float, you convert this entire thing into float. So automatically it will be solved. Then return FT. FT value return. This is the output I want to return, because after calculation I am getting output that I am storing in the FT variable. That FT you return. When you call this method, the FT value will get it. When you call this method, you will get this random value. So this is the how to generate the return type methods. These are very, very, very important. So all this you finish and come back. And also the exercise. What is the exercise? Make a note. What is the exercise?
Conversion of Fahrenheit to Celsius.
From Fahrenheit to
Write a
Celsius.
method to convert the Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius. That's the method you have to write, and as a parameterized method. You have to give here Fahrenheit
F.
and you return the
Celsius.
Celsius. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So that's it. Any questions? I'll upload this.